The Indian state, one of the most powerful states in the world, has it been able to stop the violence? Yes or no? That the Indian state has failed to stop the violence. These two facts must be kept in front of us. And then ask the remaining questions. Why, what, wherefore of these two facts? Why this violence has continued for so long? What is this nature of this violence? When it started? Why it has not been able to be sort of stopped? These are the questions that you must ask. There is a lot of confusions and silences, unexpected ones. From the day one, if you flick through it, some people say, for example, you ask a very pure question. Who is in charge of Manipur's law and order problem? Who is in charge? Is it CM Biren who is in charge of the state of Manipur? Is it the government of Manipur? Or is it the government of India? Who is in charge of Manipur? Do we have a clear-cut answer on this? Why is that? In a federal structure like this, why we are not able to say that Sri Biren Singh and the government of Manipur is in charge of the law and order situation in Manipur? Because right from the day one, a confusion has been created. You said Article 355 has been imposed. And some later on then people say it is not. When the top journalist in this country is giving lectures on media saying that 355 has been imposed, and after some time you realize that it is not, then you also ask, was the DGP removed by the government of Manipur, or is it on the advice and instruction of the New Delhi? Do you have a clear picture on this? Who is sending these armed forces? Is it a requisition from the state government requesting the union government to send the army or the defense forces or security forces, or is it the government of India who are sending these forces without those advice? Have we asked this question ever? We don't. We don't know. The Home Minister says on the floor of the Parliament that the CM is cooperating. What does that mean? Jo kahega, wo karega. Wahi cooperation hota hai kya nahi? So who's calling the shot? Is it our own representative who swear by Indian Constitution as MLAs and ministers? Are they in charge of it? Or is it New Delhi in charge of it? Or is there a jugalbandi between these two and creating a confusion so that this violence can continue? Do we ask these questions? No, you are very good at blaming Biren, Manipur government, you are interested, Meitei government, Biren, and you become a target without even clarifying these issues, whether he is actually in charge of the state of Manipur or not. On the other hand, are you able to blame the government of India? No, because there is a facade of a government there, so they will say that this is the state government. We are caught, not only in violence, but in these confusions. Saying something, doing something else, and we keep on waiting. And then you say, solve the problem yourself. Is it my duty to solve this violence as a citizen? If my life is threatened, whose responsibility is to protect my life? Under Article 12, if you remember that Indian Constitution's chapters on fundamental rights, it was defined vis-a-vis the state. That is why it starts with Article 12, which defines what is state. It is the legislative assemblies and the parliament and the state government as well as the union government and executive. These are what is defined as the state. They're supposed to protect your life, your property, your dignity, your well-being. That is state's responsibility. That is why the state exists. In your theory, you must have learned on social contract theory. State of nature, everybody fighting against each other, and then through contract, you have the state. That's the state's responsibility. When a criminal has attacked you, it is the law enforcing agencies who are supposed to help you out and get justice. What has been happening in Manipur for the last 4 months? Everybody is being left alone to defend themselves. There is no state. It is the villagers. You can see any damn newspapers and media houses in this country flagging these facts, that there are village guards defending their villages. Is this state forces? Are these state agencies or civilians or the non-state actors? So the state has collapsed. There is no state. Everybody is left alone to defend themselves. Women get raped, people get killed, their houses burn. And then said, you solve the problem, you talk to each other. Is this the way the state behaves? What are we talking about? You learn in political science theories, in law, in human rights, in Supreme Court, Parliament, Assembly, government. What are they supposed to do? They are supposed to protect your life as a citizen. And you say you talk to each other and resolve. That's why in one of my articles, if you have read, I call it as a Hobbesian world. Nothing like this has happened in India. This is not your normal communal riots. People are armed to the teeth and defending themselves, their villages. And the media in this country of a democracy is celebrating the fact that citizens are armed and defending themselves. And you think there is court, there is army, there is police, there is government, there is a prime minister, there is a CM. When the state is supposed to be there for you, when the state is nowhere, and your media is talking about it day in, day out. That statelessness is a reality in Manipur. You're left alone to defend your life. Rehabilitation, even citizens are pulling in money to help them. How many of you know this, especially from Manipur? Some of you must have contributed your monies and so on to help those citizens. Whose responsibility is this? Do we need a state or a non-state sort of a state of nature? Do you want this Hobbesian world to exist? This moral questions that there is an abject failure of the state is something that some people have somehow managed to divert and create conflict and confusions by blaming one community or the other community. We are caught in this blame game of the community, each other. What you see in Manipur is nothing but statelessness. It's a Hobbesian world. It is not the state institutions which is securing your life, which is supposed to be done under the constitution of the country. It is the citizens themselves trying to secure their life by arming themselves. How did this great country allows that?